This is the key poster art painting. Bob Peak for Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Not my favorite, still I think Wrath of Khan, but right up there, right up there. And we're here at Heritage Auctions in Dallas, Texas. Yeehaw! Where it's 1,000,000 degrees. I'm here with Brian Chanis, whose title is so elaborate and yet I never remember it.
Senior Director, Hollywood and Entertainment.
You can keep watching the videos that we're going to be putting up this week and see if by the end I ever remember that. Senior Director of Hollywood Entertainment. But I have my brain is full of movie poster artists and art. Bob Peak, one of just the masters, obviously, of this. Very well known for all of the Star Trek ones. Right. Obviously, there's 6 of them. They show up from time to time, prelims from time to time. This sold previously, we believe, at Heritage years ago, but it's back around again. The first thing you notice, and it sounds like the bad line from Hannah and her sisters, like, I got a lot of wall space. It's big. It's really big. So be prepared for that. But just his ability to just grab the faces. The faces are so wonderful, the likenesses of the key crew. And at the same time, that Bob Peak, in my mind, I always want to think of it as like 70s illustration, but just the sense of energy, like just what he brings just to the setting sun and obviously the Klingon bird of prey. The movement, yes, sense of this is speeding through the frame in a really wonderful way.
Sure.
The big auction is coming up the 25th and 26th of July. You go to ha.com, you can check it out all there. And one of the things that I noticed, Brian, was you have some amazing original movie poster art in this auction.
Oh, yeah.
In years past, I feel like sometimes the stuff would sometimes pop up occasionally in the poster auctions, where I always felt perhaps like it wasn't quite getting a good look. And I think the fact that you have so much good stuff, but you've moved it into the main entertainment auction.
I think they're just more, it's a broader spectrum of collectors in our sales rather than just paper.
Yes. Yeah. And perhaps less bargains for us, the collector.
Right.
But I love that they're kind of getting their moment. And I thought for this video we would check out these real highlights. And it's all over the place. The big genre stuff, classic 70s, a little bit of everything. So we're going to jump cut. So The Sting, obviously, Paul Newman, Robert Redford. This is the original painting by Charles Mull. We got a nice little signature there, C. Mull. This is not, there's sort of a main American image, and then this was sort of, I don't know, it's not the B image, but this was used internationally and used for like the really, like the
40 by 60.
Like the 40 by 60 poster. So it's certainly an image connected to the movie, and if you just Google it, you see this image all the time. Kind of it's got kind of that same sort of Art Deco, kind of playing in that sort of line Decker-esque, maybe not in the sense of the faces, but in terms of the layout, it has that kind of period layout. That's what Mal did here, and I just, obviously lovely. You get Doyle Lonigan there, and obviously just sort of the imagery, the gambling stuff, whatever. Just a really gorgeous piece. The other Sting poster, the one I think some people think about, is in a collection, so let's start with that. So that ain't going anywhere, and the guy's probably bidding on this, so good luck. But that being said, if you're a Sting guy, and that movie still holds up.
Oh, it's great.
This is pretty good. And I love the idea of 40 by 60?
40 by 60.
I mean, that would be, that would really be something. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. It's just a really gorgeous piece. I love the work. I love just the difference, the way he kind of plays. Newman is kind of cool, and obviously Redford's a hooker, just happy to have the money with that sense that he's going to spend it in 10 minutes. Like that money ain't going to last through the evening. And if you know the movie, obviously, that all kind of comes through. So you may remember we had Andrea Alvin, John Alvin's widow, on the show. Come on in, Brian. I got it, but you can come on in close. So this is the prelim to the Blade Runner poster by John Alvin. The finished piece, Andrea said, hasn't been seen in years. We think Ridley Scott has it. We don't know. Sir Ridley, give me a call, please. This, however, was used, which is interesting for a prelim. Where was it used?
It was used in the Laserdisc, the Criterion.
Very nice. As sort of like a almost like a cover
It
piece.
was.
An album cover
It was
piece,
the album cover for that.
Yeah. The piece is beautiful. What's interesting about it is, and I think we talked a little bit about this even with Andrea, is the bottom where he's working out the architecture and sort of, if you will, the perspective there is very finished. Rachel's face is finished, and you can tell with Harrison he was going to fine tune it on the finished one later.
Correct.
But because of printing at the time, there's a lot more going on in this face than I think people realize. I think a lot of people always sort of just assumed it was like detail-less, and it's not. It's just there's an airbrush quality to it. He's just beginning to kind of get some light going on, a little bit of the facial wrinkles. I apologize, Harrison. But just a gorgeous piece. Ryan is super interested in this, so I don't know if he's arranged his phone bidding yet.
Okay.
But just a reminder, a reminder, 25th and 26th, that you can arrange phone bidding, you can bid online, you can be here in person. A lot of different ways of doing it. HA.com, you just reach out through them and you'll get it. I do think it's beautiful.
It's actually prettier in person, don't you think?
I actually think it does not photograph. I mean, hopefully it videos well. I don't think it photographs quite as well as it is.
It shows in person.
I think there's something also to the colors he's using where I don't want to say it's neon, although there's a little bit of neon in the green, but it pops in person. The brights pop, and it's just a really pretty piece. Take a look at it, especially Blade Runner fans, because again, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, Ridley Scott's an old man, but you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen, and so this might be your chance, Blade Runner fans. So we're going to put this one away, and we're going to jump to something very exciting from Star Wars.
Yeah, I love that.
How is your Italian?
It's spotty at best.
Okay, Guerra Stellare. Stellari? I mean, I'm trying not to be offensive. Stellari. I don't care. By Michelangelo Papusa. That's the artist.
Yes.
One of the great things, and we've talked about this on the show previously, is that especially in the original releases of the original trilogy, George made it a point from a marketing standpoint that in each country, artists from that country would do original Star Wars art for the sale of the movie. And that was very true. And sometimes they simply copied the American design. But in the case of Italy, Michelangelo Papusa did a series of pieces. The original poster art, which we can hopefully stick a picture in and show you, for the Star Wars movie poster in Italy is kind of hilarious because it's like Leia is like all sexy and like chesty and like, the whole there's no bras in space or whatever.
Right.
It's like that, all that goes out the window and she's sort of just like, whatever. And Luke's just it's a very funny thing.
Macho.
Yeah. And so he did a series of pieces. And this one, which is really fascinating, this was used for the hardcover. So you can kind of see right there, which is wonderful. And does this come in the lot?
I believe it does.
Yeah, which is kind of wonderful. And by the way, this is going to sound crazy. This book is not easy to find. So talk about a collectible within a lot of collectibles. Kind of just really neat. So this is the original Star Wars novelization from Italy. And this is just beautiful. I mean, the work on it is just incredible. Signed there by Papusa. And I don't know, I just love, again, the colors, the moments that he chose for the action. It's just really something special. And there's also just an original release kind of 70s feel to this. And check out the back. I have no idea what it says, but I love that it's there on the back. I'm not sure. I feel like another Papusa piece has been available previously. The original poster art, I've never seen it, so for all we know, it's at Lucasfilm, whatever. Right. But just really, really stunning. And dare I say, unlike, come over here, this fits on a wall normally, like not like this giant thing. So this is nice. This just kind of get in a frame, and it's kind of like, normal and kind of good. We got one more to show you. If Adventure had a poster art name, it would be Mike
Vaughn.
Mike Vaughn. They said to me before we were doing this, just remember Vince Vaughn, and that's, of course, all I wanted to say was this was painted by Vince Vaughn. So this is Mike Vaughn. This was used as the Australian poster for Temple of Doom. Just a gorgeous design, you know, just what movie poster art is all about, where the entire story is kind of here in the circle, surrounded by obviously a key image of Harrison Ford. As I said, used in Australia, and of course, because it was used in Australia, one of the things that we've sort of noticed is the British fans, the British Star Wars fans, know this poster really well. So they're really excited. I feel like for them, at the time, the sort of Australian piece, they saw it and it was sort of not a rare collectible, but it sort of like meant something. So I think we're going to see a lot of British action on this, maybe some Australian action as well, because there's got to be some Australian collector that had this sort of in their room. But I love the work. It looks like a lot of almost marker, really, or marker and watercolor. It's hard. I think it's watercolor.
Is,
yeah, and because you can see the moisture. There's a little bit of folding, a little bit of moisture.
But you're right, though. It has everything. It's got remember the spikes coming down.
The spikes coming down from the ceiling of the poster into the sort of indie circle area. I think actually well done is my absolute favorite detail.
It's great.
It's
then
just
you have
a
the
really
rope
wonderful.
bridge.
Yeah, the full works, guy falling off. It's an incredible piece, and it really does just cap off. I just think this is your guys' best offering ever of like original movie poster art. There have been single pieces that have been incredible, but so much in one auction. I know, it just was really fun to see.
Embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, no, but in a really great way. So, July 25th, 26th, HA.com, Heritage Auctions. Check it all out. You can arrange your bidding and whatever. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel.